I mean,
The minute,
I can understand. It definitely seems very odd. You don't see that anymore, as much as I know. So it's definitely pretty odd. No.
yeah, because the Twins were gonna sell him. The Twins were gonna take him as a free agent,
Yeah.
and so Milwaukee sold him.
Your next caller is on the line.
Okay, my next caller is Jim Hedges, running for president of the United States in the Prohibition Party. Mr. Hedges, how are you doing tonight?
It's beastly hot here, but I think I'll survive.
Yes, it's very hot. So you're running for president of the United States in the Prohibition Party. Would you like to just briefly tell everybody about the Prohibition Party that might not know anything about it?
It's America's oldest third party, organized in 1869. Its signature issue has been opposition to beverage alcohol. But it's always been much more than that. It was the first party to accept women as members, the first party to run a woman for vice president of the United States, the first party to advocate the income tax. I'm not sure I should mention that, but yes, that was our idea 100 years ago. It's a progressive party oriented toward family and community issues.
Okay. Now, will you be doing any debates? Are you entered in any of the debates? And are you willing to do them if they came up?
I'd be happy to do them, but we're so small that I don't expect to be invited to anything.
Okay. Now, as of right now, you're the only member of the Prohibition Party that was elected into office, correct?
Correct.
Okay. How do you feel if you were to get on a debate? I mean, let's just say you ended up on a debate with Trump and Clinton and like a Gary Johnson. How do you feel you would be able to handle it? Do you feel you could go toe to toe with any of those three or all of those candidates?
I would feel somewhat intimidated by their greater experience, but yes, I think I'd be able to deal with it.
Okay. Now, just a few questions. What is your stance or the Prohibition Party stance on illegal immigration?
We think that anybody who's here lawfully is fine. If they're citizens, that's fine. If they're lawful visitors, that's fine. If they're here illegally, we wish they weren't. We don't think it's practical to round up 11 million people and send them back. That just isn't going to happen. But we would like to reinforce our border controls, and not just the Mexican border, all the borders, to be able to prevent people without proper papers from coming in.
Okay, do you agree with Trump's stance on building a super wall across the Mexican border?
That's silly. We think that, I think I should, that motion sensors and floodlights and armed guards would be able to do the job.
Okay. Now, on to what you had just mentioned, armed guards. Your view on the Second Amendment, on the right to bear arms. What is the Prohibition Party view on the right to bear arms? I'm just letting I personally know these answers. I'm just letting everybody hear it from you, because there's a lot of people listening that weren't aware the Prohibition Party is still active, and they have a lot of questions. I've been getting a lot of questions, so they'd like to hear it from you. So what is your stance on the Second Amendment? You and the Prohibition Party.
We would firmly defend the Second Amendment right to own guns.
Okay. Now, what is your personal view or the Prohibition Party's view on Obamacare, on the government health care, system?
I'm probably a little out ahead of the party personally, but I think that we should have universal basic health care in this country. There should not be anyone who is uninsured. I don't really think Obamacare is the right approach because it preserves the 33% profit, 33% overhead of the insurance industry. Being a retired military myself, I've always had medical care where I can walk into any military clinic, tell them what's wrong, get what I need, and leave with no hassle. And sort of on the pattern of the National Health Service in Great Britain, for example.
Okay.
I would like to have single. We're getting interference there somewhere. I would like to have a single payer system in this country.
Sorry about that. I hit the wrong adjustment here. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Now, what is the view with Social Security? Social Security is a hotbed topic right now. It's, everybody is talking right now about Social Security, and it's young people talking. It's young and old. I mean, it's a top issue right now. What are the views from the Prohibition Party? Because there's a lot of people listening right now that have concerns about Social Security. They have questions. They think they can fix it. So what is your fix or view?
My wife and I are both on Social Security now. I think we need to raise the retirement age, the eligibility age for Social Security to 70. Most people are capable these days, are healthy enough to work until they're 70. I think it would help a great deal if we raised the age to 70 and got rid of the early retirement option. Now, if you're disabled or handicapped, that doesn't apply, of course. Other thing that would help a lot if they would separate the disability program from the retirement program. I think my impression is from reading that a lot of the deficit in Social Security doesn't come from the retirement side of it; that it comes from the generous benefits on the disability side.
Okay. And this is the Hollering with Hammer Show on VictoryLaneRadio.com, and we are talking to Jim Hedges from the Prohibition Party, and you can find out all about the Prohibition Party on prohibitionparty.org and prohibitionists.org. Now, I'd like to talk for a moment, if you'd like to mention the guy that would be vice president that's running with you, Mr. Bays, if you would just like to mention him and, anything you'd like to say about him.
Bill Bays is a retired public school music teacher. I should mention I'm also a musician. This is the first time I think any party has had two musicians heading the ticket. Bays is a retired public school music teacher who is now running a small business in his hometown of Hattiesburg, Mississippi. He's a staunch conservative.
Okay. Now you had mentioned briefly that you were military. You're former military. What's your military background?
I'm a retired member of the United States Marine Band in Washington, D.C. I was there 20 years, and my assignment was only with the band. We get a special contract, and my duty consisted of doing ceremonial work and public concerts, entertainment concerts around the Washington area, and occasionally on tour around the country.
Okay, and just let the people know, what instruments do you play?
At that time, I played tuba.
Okay. So are you still musical? Are you still musical? Do you still play instruments and stuff like that?
I play in the area community bands here in South Central Pennsylvania. Yeah, sometimes tuba, sometimes euphonium, sometimes trombone.
Okay. And like what types of things do you do for fun? I know you're a very busy man. I know you have so much going on all the time. But what types of things do you do for fun? Like, what does Jim Hedges do for fun when he has some free time?
Well, I like to go to yard sales, or I go out on hikes. Occasionally, like the Appalachian Trail, or occasionally, I don't go to very many concerts. I play so many that I'm not really interested in going to concerts when I don't have to. Or I go to the county fairs, like everybody around here is having now. Or I go over to Old Bedford Village, a living history museum, and I lecture to the tourists about the printing industry.
Okay. Now, your websites, though, the Prohibitionists website, that's your website that you run, correct?
Correct.
And that's everything anybody would need to know about. If anybody wanted to further their education about the Prohibition Party, which I would urge people to, I would urge everybody to learn more about anything they possibly can in life. And, you know, like you said to start this off, you were the first to push women's rights with voting. You were the first third party to run. And, you know, there was a lot of stuff going on with the Prohibition Party at one time. How many states, as of right now, are you on the ballot for this coming election?
I have finished the process in 3 states: Arkansas, Colorado, and Mississippi.
Okay. Now, there was talk about California. That's no longer?
No, I tried that and missed.
Okay. Do you have anything coming up? Is there any events? Is there any places you'll be? Is there any more media that you'll be doing coming up that you'd like to tell the people about?
Well, I can say there's been no TV coverage. However, several of the major newspapers have done feature articles on the Prohibition Party and on me specifically. The Manchester Guardian has done one, the Philadelphia Inquirer, but these aren't really campaign articles. They're human interest, historical sort of articles.
Yeah, I've read the one from the Guardian that's linked on all of my Hollering with Hammer pages.
Good.
What do you think? Like, what is your future plan for the party? Like, what is the direction? You know, like you said, there's no TV coverage, which, you know, I believe there needs to be, because people need to know about these other third parties, because there are a lot of them, but like the Prohibition Party has a history.
Yeah.
Some of these don't. And I've seen some of these far wild ones on TV getting a little coverage when you don't. So what is going to be the push forward? Like, what can be done? Like, what are you working on doing to try to get on TV, to try to push the party? And where do you see the party, you know, going in the next direction?
We want to maintain our place in the history books. We want to keep the alcohol prohibition option alive and on the table as part of the public debate. We want, well, my most pressing problem now is to find a successor as the party leader. I'm 78. I shouldn't be running when I'm that old, and I certainly won't be running again. I need to find somebody who's 28 or 38 who will step in and take over. If any listener out there is interested, please contact me.
Absolutely. And they can easily contact you right at prohibitionists.org or prohibitionparty.org.
Either one.
Now, would you like to give basically a closing statement? Anything else would you like to say about the party or about yourself? Is there anything else you want the people who are listening tonight on VictoryLaneRadio.com and all the apps and across the internet? Is there anything else you would like known?
If you're not happy with the choices offered by the major parties, please take a look at third parties, including the Prohibition Party. Many states where we are not on the ballot, we have declared write-in papers so that write-in votes for us will be counted. The way you send the message to the major parties in this country is to vote for somebody else. Please go out and vote for a third party.
Okay. Now, have you submitted what you said you had to do to get a write-in in any of the New England states?
Let me look at my list. It's right here in front of me. It's right here in front of me. There's this copy.
Because
in New England, we're getting ready to do it in New York State.
Other
than that, it is mostly Midwestern.
Okay, because this network is nationally and worldwide, but it's very big in New England with racing. It's VictoryLaneRadio.com, and they do live racing. I was just wondering if you have any activity going on in New England, because there's a lot of listeners right now from the Connecticut, also the New York, but Connecticut, the Vermont, New Hampshire, the Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Maine. So I was just wondering if you had anything. Well, I really appreciate you taking your time out of your night. I know you're a very busy man and coming on and doing my show. I really appreciate that. And like I said, I'm going to link everything to all of my social media, and I will continue getting the information out there for you. Absolutely. What'd you say?
I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. That was Jim Hedges running for President of the United States with the Prohibition Party. And you can find any information you need to on their party at prohibitionist.org and prohibitionparty.org. And I think there's even a Hedges and Bays 2016.org. They're also on Twitter at Vote Prohibition. You just type in at Vote Prohibition. They're not really, they don't really have a Facebook. There's sometimes there's a Facebook and sometimes there's not. It's another option. There are other options, and everybody's complaining about Hillary and everything. Everybody's complaining about Trump. Everybody loved Trump in the beginning, and everybody hated Hillary in the beginning. Now everybody just seems to hate everybody. And there are third parties. I mean, you do have the Libertarian Party, which is basically, in my opinion, just another Republican Party now that, the president and vice president on that ticket are both Republican governors. And you have the Green Party, and then you have the smaller ones like the Prohibition Party. And there's tons of others. And, like he said, the Prohibition Party got women's rights, got the women the right to vote, got women, fought for women's rights and won. And the Prohibition Party has done other things. They had big voting numbers, early on, and they are the first third party in the United States. So, that's what I'm here for. Last week we had some fun. We got wild. This is a clean show. This is family friendly. DJ